The movie starts with a scene set in 2000 at a US military base in South Korea. An American military officer named Robert, played by Scott Wilson, is instructing his Korean assistant Nam-il to get rid of a large number of bottles containing formaldehyde. The officer wants Nam-il to pour the contents down the drain, as the bottles have been stored at the base for a long time and need to be disposed of. Nam-il is visibly concerned about this action, as he's aware that pouring formaldehyde down the drain will have serious environmental consequences for the Han River ecosystem. He tries to argue with Robert about the potential harm this could cause, but Robert dismisses his concerns and insists that the order be followed. As Nam-il starts pouring the formaldehyde down the drain, he notices something strange in one of the bottles. It's a small tadpole-like creature that seems to be alive and moving. He's alarmed by this discovery and calls out to Robert, but Robert pays little attention and brushes it off. Despite Nam-il's protests, Robert tells him to continue disposing of the bottles. As he watches the mutated creature in the bottle, he becomes increasingly disturbed by its appearance and behavior. However, he's unable to stop the disposal process, and the creature is eventually flushed down the drain along with the formaldehyde. This scene sets the stage for the events that follow, as the mutated creature, now exposed to the toxic formaldehyde, finds its way into the Han River. This incident becomes the catalyst for the emergence of the monster that wreaks havoc in Seoul. Soon after that, we're introduced to the Bak family. Gong-do and his father, Hye-bong, are proprietors of a snack stall by the riverside. While Gong-do may appear a bit slow on the uptake, his affection for his daughter, Hyun-seo, is strikingly evident. Among the family members, Nam-ju, Gong-do's younger sister, is an archer. Meanwhile, a televised national-level tournament showcases her skills. Completing the family of five is Nam-il, Gong-do's younger brother, who is both a jobless university graduate and a habitual drinker. Hye-bong, the grandfather, has undoubtedly supported his three children, and now his grandchild, through the sale of ramen noodles and snacks from their stall. In the span of a mere few minutes, devoid of any deliberate escalation through a background score, and without the customary sporadic glimpses of the creature's body parts, we are suddenly confronted with the creature itself. Its appearance is crystal clear, and it charges toward the people gathered at the riverside, all of this happening in the full light of day. This is the moment when the monster, aptly titled The Host, makes its bold entry. In the midst of this chaos, Gong-do emerges as a central figure. He not only tracks the monster's movements, but also endeavors to rescue a few of its unfortunate victims, aided by an unexpected presence. Hyun-seo's attention is captivated by a hissing beer can that she had accidentally kicked. Gradually, the surrounding ambiance is infused with the crescendo of people's alarmed screams. Before comprehending the situation, she finds herself being tugged along by her father, who is part of a fleeing crowd. However, the chaotic rush leads to a stumble and fall, during which Gong-do inadvertently clasps onto the hand of another girl, failing to notice the substitution, and continues their escape. When Gong-do eventually discerns his error and turns back to seek out Hyun-seo, the monster is closing in on her, yet she remains oblivious to the impending danger. The spectators, engrossed in the unfolding spectacle, anticipate an inevitably grim fate, perhaps even being devoured by the creature. Yet, in that suspended instant, marked by an eerie hush, the monster seizes Hyun-seo and plunges into the river's depths. Soon after that, the Bak family assembles amidst a collective funeral held for the victims of that fateful afternoon. They stand out for their unconventional dynamics, from the mentally slower Gong-do to the gentle and softly spoken sister Nam-ju. Also present is the astute yet alcohol-prone brother Nam-il and their father, who emanates a sense of pride. The atmosphere is one of mourning, especially for Hyun-seo, a cherished presence in all their lives. Simultaneously, it becomes apparent that authorities suspect the mutated creature might serve as a host for some kind of virus. This suspicion stems from the American soldier who had fought alongside Gong-do, showing signs of symptoms and peculiar rashes. Amid the collective mourning, a quarantine is imposed on all attendees. Unfortunately for Gong-do, his mention of the creature's blood splattered on his face results in his dramatic isolation. The city of Seoul becomes a lockdown zone, and only individuals trained in disinfection and the pursuit of the mutant creature are permitted to move within the city. Oddly enough, it becomes evident that everyone is soon confined together within a bustling hospital setting for the purposes of quarantine. This includes Gong-do, who was initially deemed high risk. An intriguing aspect is that doctors and nurses populate the area sans protective gear. In the quiet of the late night, Gong-do finds himself in solitary contemplation regarding his potential infection. Unexpectedly, his mobile phone rings, and he answers a distorted call from Hyun-seo. Despite the distortion, it's evident that she's held captive by the creature within a sprawling underground sewer system. The scene then shifts to the monster collecting additional victims, most of whom have tragically perished while arranging them within its hideout, a vast underground sewer expanse. Meanwhile, Hyun-seo remains hidden within one of the sewer pipes, attentively gauging the condition of the latest victim after the creature's departure. As grim as the situation appears, the young girl's remarkable courage and survival instincts undeniably come to her aid. After the family discovers that Hyun-seo is alive and being held captive by the creature, the story takes a new turn. The family's shock at learning that Hyun-seo is alive quickly transforms into determination. Despite the odds and the dangers posed by the creature, they are resolute in their mission to rescue her. Gong-do, along with his father, sister, and brother, bands together to formulate a plan for her rescue. The family starts gathering resources and information to aid in their mission. They seek out tools, weapons, and any information about the creature's behavior and whereabouts. This preparation stage involves moments of bonding and teamwork among the family members. Gong-do and his family devise a plan to infiltrate the creature's lair and rescue Hyun-seo. This plan involves strategic thinking, as they must navigate the dangerous terrain of the sewer and outsmart the creature. The family executes their plan, making their way into the sewer where Hyun-seo is being held captive. As the family moves deeper into the sewer, they encounter various challenges and obstacles. These obstacles include evading the creature's detection, dealing with hazardous conditions, and coping with the emotional strain of the situation. They eventually locate Hyun-seo within the creature's lair. Their reunion is emotional and fraught with urgency. They work together to free her and escape the creature's clutches. The rescue attempt escalates into a confrontation with the creature. The family faces off against the creature in a high-stakes showdown that tests their bravery and resourcefulness. During the confrontation, the family discovers the creature's weakness. Gong-do, his father Hae-bong, sister Nam-ju, and brother Nam-il are united in their goal to save Hyun-seo. They realize that the creature's vulnerability lies in its sensitive underbelly. Armed with this knowledge, they strategize and use their understanding of the creature's weakness to their advantage. Amid intense action sequences, the family employs various methods to exploit the creature's weak spots, managing to injure it and gradually weaken its defenses. As the battle unfolds, Gong-do engages in a particularly intense physical struggle with the creature, utilizing his wits and determination to hold his ground. In the midst of the chaos, the creature's behavior becomes increasingly erratic and vulnerable due to the injuries it sustains. The family sees this opportunity to further exploit its weakness, leading to the final climactic moment that changes the course of the battle. The monster is finally down. The host reaches its conclusion as Gong-do and Se-ju share a winter meal with their snack stall. Behind them, the television broadcasts news of the US government denying the existence of a virus, attributing it all to misinformation. Gong-do and Se-ju, however, pay no heed to the television's content, and instead decide to switch it off.